At the end of the day, it's not a big deal. It's just where he finds peace and solace, the place that he loves, where he has the most important people in his life. None of you are welcome. That's not a big deal.
That's what we saying.
No, that's it.
He just don't fuck with none of y'all.
That's what we've been saying.
Was good. This is your boy back with another episode of where we break down everything from the Joe Budden podcast, on and off the pod. Everything said there carries a little truth. Mortal wasn't just joking. This is how I actually feel about you. And I can't even say y'all. I can only say you because Ice made that clear. I've been to his house. He sees me as a real friend because I keep it 100. But Joe, man, I've been thinking about this. I had to speak on it. I've already touched on why you two stopped talking, why there was a break, and why some tension still exists, but I never really addressed why you feel the way you do. It's one thing for Ish not to want you in his life. I get that. I've had one of my closest friends mess with a girl I used to be with, and after that, I looked at him differently. You just can't see someone the same way after that. Now I'm here because you're putting a bag in my pocket and saying all I have to do is talk, but I started thinking even deeper. And honestly, Ice helped me reach this conclusion. Joe is trying to wake things up with Ice, and I wasn't paying attention before, but now I get it. Joe is using the pod to push with Ice, talking about things he does with Mr. Peace and controlling the narrative so he can dig into Ice's personal life. Meanwhile, Ish's life becomes the topic of the podcast. Joe watches how Shade handles the smoke and stays quiet about himself. He won't fight back, so he becomes the subject of all the jokes. Whenever there's dead air, which happens a lot, or they can't stay on topic, he just becomes the fallback subject. Today's Patreon, the first 30 to 45 minutes were only about Ish. And he just lets the jokes fly. But Joe, here's the sad part. Ish lets all of that slide because you don't really know who he is outside of the pod, so he can always fall back on he's lying, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But the real reason this hurts is that you're bothered that he never introduced you to his family. Let me tell you why he hasn't. You don't seem to understand this. Even though y'all align a lot on money conversations, Ish doesn't want you judging him the same way you judge people you think are beneath you. That's why he keeps telling you, you up now, you passed me, because he doesn't want you in his house with real details to joke on. And trust me, he remembers when you were clowning Gilly's house window right after Gilly signed that big contract. He remembers that. He doesn't want to become the target of real jokes. It's easy to clown Imani because he reacts, and y'all already see him as lower. But your ego can't handle someone telling you they're more up than you, and it actually being true. That's why he'll never introduce you to his family. He doesn't want you seeing his girl either, and that's another insecurity. I'm not speculating. I'm being clear about what's happening. He doesn't want that judgment. I've seen pigs. I'll leave it at that. He doesn't want that smoke from you, and he can't shoot back at you anyway. Look who's on your arm. Shade. Nobody on earth is calling that woman ugly, not even objectively, so it doesn't hit the same. It's already bad enough being the butt of the jokes because you're jealous. He's handsome, he's charismatic, light-skinned eyes and all. So much so that you literally titled the pod Light Skin or Light-Eyed Hate. But when it comes to the things I'm actually insecure about, or the stuff that's really real, I don't want you saying a word about it. And the reason I keep saying Ice is the key here is that Joe already tried to wake it up with Mrs. P, joking about Ice having her on lock and key, like you're not going anywhere without me. And let's be clear, that wasn't a joke, he meant that. But notice how fast Ice shut it down with a hard, don't talk about my family. You saw him get tight, you saw him get visibly pissed, and you saw him go quiet, to the point it still affects the pod, even though they claim he's matured, which honestly he hasn't. So Joe is testing boundaries with Ice and realizing he can't fully cross that line yet, but trust me, he's gearing up to. He's already trying to open that same door with Flip's relationship too. The problem is, these dudes get sensitive, then want to double back and flip the same behavior on Joe, so everybody retreats. That's why it's easy to do it to Ish, because nobody can really verify what's true, so it just gets played off as a joke. And that's the cycle. Everything keeps happening for a reason. stacked on top of another reason, but nobody wants to expose their hand. Ish forgave Joe a long time ago, which is why he keeps saying, "I'm not thinking about that." That's why they're even together right now. Ish is one of those people who, if he doesn't rock with you, you'll never see him again. So it's obvious forgiveness already happened. But because Ish hasn't invited Joe all the way in, Joe reads that as unfinished business. And that's where it gets weird. It's a love triangle, fam. I keep telling y'all, there's tension there, every single time. And when I say this, y'all be like, "Nah, that ain't it. These dudes aren't like that." And I get it. But the truth is, men don't really know how to express genuine feelings toward each other without it getting uncomfortable or misread, so they keep everything bottled up. That's why this situation could have ended a long time ago, but neither side is willing to really be honest with the other. And yes, I'll say it myself, this is speculation, this is conjecture, I don't know these people personally, but every single time I bring this topic up, it hits the room a little differently, because there's something there that rings true. So I want to know what y'all think. Am I reaching? Do y'all see it the same way? Is this just content, or is there really something going on behind the scenes that's never going to fully come to light? Either way, if you rock with the video, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, you already know the vibe over here. It's 2026 and the energy already feels different. We're moving differently. We're dropping content freely, non-stop. And make sure you check out the Patreon. If you missed today's episode with Melissa and Flip on the same show, a lot was happening between the two of them, quiet as it's kept. Go tap in over there. And if not, I'll see y'all right back here tomorrow. Peace.
Hey everyone, before we jump into the next part of the video, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know that you're enjoying what I do. When you subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of my new uploads. I post fresh videos every week full of tips, stories, and fun stuff that I know you'll love. Also, drop a comment below and tell me what kind of content you want to see next. I actually read all of your comments and love hearing your ideas. Who knows? Your suggestion might be in the next video. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You're the reason this channel keeps growing, and I appreciate every single one of you. Alright, that's it for now. If you haven't yet, go ahead and click subscribe before you forget. And let's keep this journey going together. Now back to the video.